Any and everything that could have went wrong in the Tennessee-Oklahoma game did exactly that. I'm going to talk about that and a whole lot more here at Just Shooting the Sport. Damn. Let's get it. Well, as we all know, the Tennessee Volunteers lost to the Oklahoma Sooners in embarrassing fashion. Embarrassing fashion. At Neyland Stadium, dark mode. Well, the lights definitely got turned off in Neyland Stadium. In dark mode, reared its ugly head. Because we fumbled it. We fumbled opportunity, a great opportunity. We fumbled it. And what I mean by great opportunity, understand something. The number 8 team lost. The number 9 team lost. The number 10 team lost. It was right there in front of us. And what did we do? Squandered it. Now, I'm not going to get on up here and and be all upset and, blood pressure high, spit coming out my mouth. No, we're not going to do that today. We're not going to do that this morning. Why? Why should I? I'm just going to call it like I see it. It's a reality check. And the reality is, we can't beat top 25 teams whatsoever. The 3 teams that we've lost to, Georgia, Alabama, and now Oklahoma, we're only averaging 29 points per game, which is a far cry from the 40-plus points that we put up for the season. Now, I know y'all going to sit here and say, well, Syracuse was a top 25 team at the time we beat them. Yes, they were, but what they looking like now? Yes, their quarterback got injured. Okay. And that did derail their season. And at the time, we were looking at it as, well, hell, okay, if we could just take care of business. The CFP committee may look at it as, well, their quarterback got injured. They're going to take that into consideration. Well, now we got to take other things in consideration. Mississippi State, not a good team. We beat them barely, but they're not a good team. And then you look at the other teams that we beat. We're looking at an Arkansas team, not that good when we beat them. But they're not that good. They're not world beaters. Hell, they're not even country beaters. Hell, state beaters. A city beater. But when you look at the Georgia Bulldogs, who continue to find ways to win, no matter what the circumstances are. And then you got an Alabama team, hell, they took their first loss. And they're riding high. And I'm pretty sure Oklahoma's going to take their road, take their that chuck wagon, and go down to Nick Saban Stadium in Tuscaloosa, and Alabama going to handle them the way we should have. And then you got Oklahoma. Shouldn't even been in the game. Shouldn't have been in the game. But there were key points in this game that cost us. One, the one play, and we could talk about other plays, and I know everybody may talk about, well, it was this play or it was that play. No. It was the play when Joey Aguilar fumbled the ball when we were in their red zone. Had a chance to go up 14-0. He fumbles, scoop and score. Kitzman, hell, buddy, you need to get into the weight room, son. He stiff armed you all the way down the field damn near. And that was a 14-point swing. Next thing you know, it's 7-7, and then it was struggle bust after that. couldn't muster up anything until the second half, which at that point, now Oklahoma, they're in the groove. Now they're making plays. John Mateer didn't do too much, but hell, he ran for 80 yards. He only threw for 159, and he threw a pick. But then you look on the end of on our end, hell, we had 3 turnovers in the first half, which killed any opportunity to blow this thing open. And then in the second half, we had to damn near fight for our lives to even stay in the game. They could have blown the doors open. But instead, we're sitting here at 6-3, 3-3 in the Southeastern Conference. Any chances of a college football playoff are down the drain. Any chances. Any chances of moving up in the rankings, possibly as much as number 11, maybe 10, that's out the window. So what's next for the Tennessee Volunteers? What are the players' mindsets leading to the next 3 games against New Mexico State, Florida, and Vanderbilt? Is it a season that can be saved and that we can go on and finish 9-3, win a bowl game, get another 10-win season? Or can the mindset be finish 7-5, go to a bowl game, and be 8-5 in a disappointing season? Because let's face it, at the beginning of the season, a lot of people were saying, hey, we can be a 10-2 team. Hell, I even said we can be 11-1. Even before I even knew what the product was, even before Nico left. And then when Nico left, there was a mystery. There was an unknown. What could this team look like? We lost some key players on defense, but offensively, we didn't know what the offensive line was going to look like. We didn't know what our skilled players were going to be able to do in Mike Matthews, Brazel, and Staley. Well, we found out that the offensive line was pretty darn good, and we found out that Joey Aguilar was pretty darn good as well. And we made some noise early in the season. Even against Georgia, we made noise. We had people thinking, hey, this Tennessee team could still be a college football playoff team, even with the loss to Georgia. Well, that's out the window. And I know even back then, projections were 10-2, 9-3, worst case scenario 7-5. And right now, that worst case scenario could be on the horizon. Yes, we'll go out there and beat New Mexico State at homecoming. Yes, we'll wear those nice uniforms that Nike has provided us. And that's a representation of the U.S. Air Force. That's all fine and dandy. But then we got to go to Gainesville against a Florida team that may just have found their way, even though they took an L against Georgia, because what? Georgia just finds a way to come back and beat you. It knows how to play defense. It knows when to make plays. But as you've known and as you've seen through the years, even in the hypo era, can't beat Florida in Florida. So what will make me confident after last night's events and in just a complete embarrassment, what will make me believe that we can go down to Florida and win that game? What will make me believe that we can beat Vanderbilt, who is not a slouch, by the way, in Neyland? Hell, we just took an L in Neyland. Hell, we took 2 L's in Neyland this year. My confidence level is not very high right now. After that loss last night to a Oklahoma team, let's be honest here, folks, not really a good team. So what does that make us? But you know what they always say. A win is a win, right? That makes everything better, doesn't it? Well, what do you say when there's a lose is a lose? A loss is a loss. Yeah, not too much, huh? Don't sound too good. Bad taste in your mouth, isn't it? Yeah. So where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Now, don't let this be a situation where you think, oh, I'm just down and out because I'm just down and out with my Tennessee Volunteers. No, that's not it. It's just reality. This is why this episode is called "It's Time for a Reality Check." We have to be real with ourselves. We just can't beat top 25 teams. Yeah, we may got one with Syracuse, but okay. But I'm gonna keep reiterating that we can't beat top 25 teams. But we can go out here and we can shine against a mediocre Kentucky team, ETSU, Arkansas, Mississippi State. But we can't win the games that matter. And this has been a thing for Tennessee football for years. We just can't win the games that matter. That can take us to the next level. That can allow us to compete for SEC championships. Yes, we went to the CFP last year for the first time. But did we compete for an SEC championship? No. When was the last time we actually competed for an SEC championship? Yes. A long time ago. 18 years to be exact. But we haven't come close to competing for SEC championships. Why? Because we lose the games that we, one, not supposed to lose. And then we lose the games that truly matter. We just can't get over the hump. And I don't know when we can get over the hump. But it's a reality check. And I know somebody probably going to come on here and say, oh, you're just a Debbie Downer. Oh, I'm just going to stop watching your videos because, that's just not the attitude you should have. Yes, it is. It's reality. Some people don't like reality. But I'm going to give it to you raw. I'm going to give it to you uncut, unfiltered when it comes to the Tennessee football program. This is what it is. We've all have been fans of Tennessee for a lot of years. We've had the great times. We've had the good times. Hell, we've had the bad and the ugly. But one thing's for certain, two things for sure. We have a history of dropping the ball when we have chances to elevate that opportunity. Year in and year out, don't matter who's the head coach. Remember, there was a time in the Butch Jones era where our teams were way better than the Florida teams. Way better than the Florida teams. No question. We had the better talent than those Florida teams. And what did we do? Squandered it. We found a way to lose. And that's the thing about Tennessee. We find ways to lose for whatever reason in games that first we should be winning. We should be winning. We find ways. And last night was just another game where we found a way to lose. To a team we had no business losing to. That game should have been a blowout. Easy. It reminded me of the Pittsburgh game. Remember that game? When Joe Milton was our starter? We should have been up 28-0. Easy. But what? He couldn't make the throws. And then he got hurt. Then Henry Hooker came in. It was like, okay, that's a totally different offense. Last night wasn't even about coaching. It was players. Last night was about the players. The defense played probably one of their best games, if not their best game this year. And the offense let them down. We couldn't make it count. 16 opportunities in OU's territory in the first half, and we could not make it count. 16 times, and you only got 10 points to show for it? Now, I ain't want to sit here and get on, field goal kickers, but let's be honest here. Like I said, this is an episode of reality. This is a reality check. Let's be honest here. When Max Gilbert comes up there to kick, don't sit here and tell me you're not nervous. Don't sit here and tell me you got all the confidence in the world that he can make a kick. Because be honest with you, every time he gets up there to kick, I'm not confident. Let's get out of this notion of, you can't get on the kicker, you can't blame the kicker. But let's be real here, man. Last 2 years, I've never been confident. I have not been confident each time he goes up there. Because I have this fear of he's going to miss one. And there are games where he looks good, but then there are games where, yes, he will miss one, maybe two. But understand, I'm never confident when he goes up there to kick. At all. Hell, last night I sat there and said, man, we need to find us a new kicker. A kicker that I can have confidence in. The kicker we had back in 2022, I was confident in him. Why? Because he made the field goals. There was never really a time he missed one. And if he did, one out of I don't know how many, but Max Gilbert, that man, he it's not a guarantee. It's just not every time he steps up to the plate, it's not a guarantee. And I don't mean to get on a man like that, but it's reality. It's just reality. But anyway, as you can see, I didn't go into stats. Didn't really want to. Didn't feel like it. I just want to kind of come on here and really just give a reality check on the state of the Tennessee football program. I'm not going to sit here and ask for coach firings. I'm not going to do none of that. That's not my business. But last night was not a coaching issue. Last night was a player issue, especially at quarterback. There were interceptions that were being thrown. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Especially that last one. What was that? What were you doing? What were you doing? Let me find out that Joey Aguilar gets a little bit caught up in big moments. But tonight was not a coaching problem. Tonight was a player and execution problem on the players. But anyway, you know who I am, Blackout Jones. You know where I'm at. Or you know where you're at, excuse me. Just shooting the sports. And I'm still going to keep it funky. Anytime I talk about that power T and that little t, you know what it is. Go Big Orange. Go damn Vols.
Survive if I let you.